Hello everyone. Let's see. Oh yeah, they were not really. I'll go there. She was sick, and you can go there, and you can go there, and we'll take it from there. Okay, trash collection. I've come up with an idea I'm gonna do, because my job starts tomorrow, and I am gonna start doing like double recordings, and I think, or I'll just, since I wake up early no matter what I do, I'll record early in the mornings and make sure I have a video out at a decent time for everyone, because my job will start around 12ish, and I'll be done and coming home at about well past 8, meaning that it's gonna be like really long periods where it's gonna be like would be really late. And I mean, like, sure, some people might want to just watch me in the evening, but I do want to make sure that there's a video out at around 6. So either I'm gonna do double recordings, which will mean like on, for example, like Mondays, because I'll still be off on Mondays. I'll record for Monday, Tuesday, and Tuesday it would be Wednesday, Thursday. I have to check that actually. Might be is that I start record, like I record the episode in the morning and then I record when I come home and then have that for the day after. I have to check. I am unsure. I actually don't know what to do. Have we really unlocked all the fucking things? Because my fucking god. Trash, trash, trash. I don't want to go there. I don't want to go there either. Let's do that. Just to see if we can get something interesting. Because I mean, like, I do want to do at least one lawn mowing when I do it, and like picking as trash is not that fun. I'm pretty sure it's not fun to watch either, because it's just me running around going, where the fuck is the trash? Where's the trash? But yeah. So yeah, work starts tomorrow. It's gonna be up to -15 tomorrow outside, but with a warning that with high winds, meaning that it's gonna be -15, but it's gonna feel like a lot colder. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting to drive around in an ice cream truck and try to sell ice cream. But well, it's for 1 to like 3-ish months, and then I'll be back at the like how I worked before, which was from like 7 until 4 o'clock or something, and then I get home, which I rather want because I've been working since I was. I think I've said that I started working when I was like 15, about to turn 16, and I've had morning shifts each fucking time. I did work for 2 months at a like walk around, knock on doors, and ask people if they want to buy fish. I have worked that, and that was an evening shift. Stopped that because the bosses stole our customer, which made me just lose faith in that company completely. Which is always fun when I see them out driving when I was driving ice cream trucks. And I mean, like, I've been at the company I work at now, I've been since 2016. I've been there with this year. I've been there 8 years. It's fucking insane. And it's not even like a job I want to do. Like, my dream job would be to work within gaming, like do the arts or help with like what to add or make in a game. Like literally like I've said to one of my friends, like watching the FanFest from Square Enix, like working for them would be a fucking amazing dream. I would love that job, I'm sure. And I mean, like, yeah, sure. Like, sorry, I had to drink there for a bit. My throat got really dry. Like, sure, I'm pretty sure they have horrible months, weeks of work because of what they do. And even if like Yoshi P is like on stage, he's like kind, he's quirky, he's funny, all that. It's like he also will have horrible work days where sadly will go out on a worker. But it does seem like a better, like a dream job to be with them and do what you really want, rather than like me walking like running around in a like garage and load up ice cream and now drive ice cream truck again for a person that like seems to not realize that when it's really 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 cold outside or snowy or stormy, people don't really want to buy ice cream. And like we have a little bit of a rule thing at my job that like you have to take 50 like stops that are the points where you stop with the truck to try to sell ice cream, and plus that you need to do 5 extra. And What was I gonna say? Yeah, like, so you have 50 stops, you need to do at least 5 extra a day. So minimum of 55 spots you have to stop at and try and sell shit. But even though Sweden is used to the winters we have, obviously, like, they don't clear the roads spot fucking on perfect, like from snow and ice and shit. So when it's winter and you drive around with an ice cream truck, there's gonna be spots where you can't go anywhere. Because the truck can't handle going up like incline roads. It's like we have all the weight in the back of the trucks. We are back wheel driven, and like if you start slipping with the truck, it's really hard to actually stop it, because my boss is also the cheapskate that even though it would be safe, help a lot, we don't have like winter tires that have those spikes on them. We have what is called like all around tires that are like free from the spike things, cost a little bit less. And I mean, like, I can understand why he doesn't want to buy the ones with the spikes, because it costs a lot. We have to switch every year because we do waste a lot of tires at my job, mostly because people drive like idiots, and because of the weight and pressure we put on the tires, they do tear quickly. But because of this, like when it's a little bit icy, we don't have any grip at fucking all on the road, and it's a death trap, I can tell you that. Now I've only gone off-road, like down in a ditch once with an ice cream truck, and that was I think it was my second time driving a Saturday. That was like back when I started working then. And since then I've like started to go, like, if I feel like I won't drive there, I don't drive there. And that's the like little like law thing we have, that out on the roads, if the driver feels that no, I can't stop at my place, the place I need to go to, because they haven't shoveled away snow, it's too, like, there's no way for me to get up or down there, because if I do, I will not be able to return. Then we don't stop there, we try to stop as close as we can. But in some places it's kind of impossible to do that, because like one of the drives I've had is in a city, and if I would stop above a hill incline there, I would stand in the middle of the road where buses, trucks, people, everything goes by at a high speed. It's not safe. But my boss has started to believe that people are using it as an excuse to not do their job, just to get money from him. And I've told him, like, well, at times we can't stop in places because it is impossible. And we are not approved to stand on a walkway because we don't do delivery. We stand for 5 minutes, try to hope that people come up to us and want to buy ice cream. We're not allowed to block places where we could stand to try and sell shit. And yeah, it's like it is annoying how I understand, like, my boss wants to earn money, obviously, but maybe trust your workers a little bit more. And like, in my mind, like, if you want to be a good boss, you don't act as a boss, you act as a leader. You try to, like, help more, you try to be encouraging, you try to pep people up to go like, yes, today's gonna be an awesome day. My boss does that twice a year, where he goes like, can go up to a random person and it's like, oh, I saw how good it went yesterday, awesome work, today's gonna be an awesome day again, and shit like that. But he doesn't, like, otherwise he's like, if you sell for shit because of the weather, then he will question what you're doing, question how you're using the signal we have. He'll question if you're doing your job because you don't sell shit, and if you tell him no because of the weather, and then he'll automatically go, yeah, but this person sold for more than you and you was on a better drive. Might be a better drive, but because it's a better drive doesn't mean that customers will always want to come out even in snowstorms or in shitty weather. And my boss seems to forget that at times. Now, he's worked with this ice cream company for years. It's like it's been his whole life, pretty much. And he's 63, I think. And, like, he will always say like, oh, back in the day I did this, I drove like this, we did this. Customers came, yeah, because back in the day when he drove, they didn't have the signal we have right now, which is a signal tune that if you search on like YouTube or internet in general, like Ice Cream Truck Sweden signal, you'll find many people going like, oh, I hate this tune, oh fucking hell, it's so fucking loud. People hate it. Back in the day they had a bell. Oh fuck. Okay, I did not think I could kill that bush. Okay, no. But yeah, so he compares it to how it was back in the day. He's literally doing the old man thing, like, oh, back in my day. Don't know why I made him Australian, but still, it's kind of like, yes, might have been easier back in the day, because when the company started, it was a new thing, and it was in like more people were out more than they are nowadays. Like, if I see back when I was a kid, when I saw the ice cream truck, me and my friends, we sat outside and played like with Game Boys, Pokemon cards, all of that shit. So we were outside. Nowadays, if you see kids sitting outside, either they're planning to destroy something, or they're planning like something mischievous. They will come and like try to like yank open your freezer doors. But so it's kind of like shit is different nowadays. Like, kids aren't just outside like they were back in the day. Sure, there's small kids outside, but parents are more inclined to just, like, if kids comes and like, oh, I want ice cream, they go like, oh no, we'll go buy it in this shop instead because it's cheaper. And it's not like we don't take cash, for example, in my job. So if a child will come with like savings and say like, can I buy with this, we sadly have to then either decline them, making them sad, and then we get angry parent letters saying like, oh my god, why don't you take cash from our kids, or I have to say sure, and I take their cash and I have to pay with my card, and then I have to fucking hope I can go to a cash drop-in thing to just get the money back in my account, because I'm a person that I have like a few like coins in cash. I don't like having cash. I don't rather have everything on card, because it's easier here in Sweden to have that, and most places are slowly going more and more and more into like cards or app, like phone payment. So yeah, but yeah, so like shit is different than when it was when my boss did the job. And instead of being a leader and like encourage people to like, oh, just don't give up, come on, we can do this. If you sell shit, he'll come and fucking scream your ears off because you're not doing the job properly. Because it's not the customer's fault, it's not the weather's fault, it's you in his eyes. Which is always fucking interesting. Okay, let's take the lawnmower on the last now. Five, six. So yeah, and the reason I stopped driving last year because my boss realized that he can't do the chore anymore of going into the freezer every fucking day loading up ice cream. He can't care for the deliveries, etc, 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 etc. And we had a freezer worker that quit because he was gonna go and get a driving license for proper like big trucks. And my boss asked me literally like, do you think you can take this position? Like about 6 years ago, my boss had done surgery on his shoulders because he had like pinched nerves, because my boss when he was younger was a bodybuilder basically, and at old age he isn't, but like his body got wrecked from that shit, I'm sure. And like because of his surgeries, he asked me and a coworker if we could take the freezer. He'll take the deliveries, like basically like it comes like ice cream that is meant to go into the freezer, so we have in storage. He'll take that. There was no worries. He can do that. As long as we load ice cream, we remove plastics from everything, pallets, we clean and everything. It was fine. And we said, yeah, sure. So we did that for 5 months. After that, he slowly started to realize that he can't do it anymore alone. He needs to have help. So he hired a guy to run around in the freezer. The guy was slow as shit. And eventually that guy had to stop being the full-time one because the guy doesn't have a driving license. Sorry, for some reason my throat gets really dry right now. But yeah, the guy didn't have a driving license, meaning that he can't do much at the job. He can't take help drive ice cream trucks to repair shops. He can't drive off and buy shit that needs to be bought. So he told the kid that the kid. I keep saying kid. I want to say kid because the guy is so much younger than me. He told the guy that sadly you'll not be able to do this as a full-time like you've done, but we don't want to see you go, so you can do it part-time. So on Fridays, because Fridays you load ice cream in the morning and then you load ice cream in the evening, because Saturdays you don't want to be in at work at 4 o'clock in the morning just to have time enough to load up shit for people. And with that, my boss then hired a former driver that stopped working for a long ass time, and he became the freezer worker, doing what I have done. And then this guy's quit to get a truck license, and the other kid, fucking hell, I feel so old. The other guy was still a part-timer that worked up until 2 years ago, when he quit to finish his education. Otherwise, it had been me and him in the freezer at on Fridays, and it worked. It's like I had the help I needed on Fridays. It went smooth, and shit. When this kid, like guy, completely quit, I was all alone. And Fridays is a hectic day, and I did all of it alone, mind you. So at high peak summer, I loaded 30 carts of ice cream for people alone, quickly as hell, because some people are not realizing that running around in a freezer doesn't mean that you chill and like everything goes speedy as fuck, because if I pick shit wrong, I have to re-pick stuff. So you try to do it as proper as you can, as perfect as you can. And yeah, I actually fucking forgot why I started talking about me working in the freezer. Good job, brain. Anyway, but yeah, like, so because my boss realized that his grand idea for his company has always been that he's the one that doesn't drive around or earn money. He's the one that just owns it and takes care of paperwork. Me running around in the freezer and going off buying shit we need, or driving trucks to repairs, fetching trucks from repairs. Like, for some reason it started to cost him too much in his eyes to have me doing that. So he, like, even last year he wanted to start switching that out, so I drive in the low days, like the lowest months when we have hardly any customers, and I drive ice cream truck and I also pack ice cream. Now my boss has started that fucking plan, so yeah, it's gonna be hell for me. But I have promised my friends that if I feel stress or pressure from this, I'm gonna talk to my boss right away and tell him either he starts coming into the freezer and help me, or we set up a proper schedule and he doesn't come and complain and nag at me. Because I've already hit a mental wall once and I don't want to do that again, because you feel shit. It's like it was a kind of like it was almost like the worst case of like my depression, you could say, like that hit me again. And I still have side effects from that wall hitting, basically. Like I have worries every time I think about work, my job. I get shakes. Talking about it right now, it doesn't actually make me feel any better, but I thought, like, why not just get it out of my system? So, and I know that many people say like, oh, just find a new job. Like during December now and January, I've applied for about I think almost 30 jobs. I've gotten a response from one that said thank you, but no thank you. So it's not like I'm not trying. And because how fuel prices has been in Sweden, I haven't had the like opportunity to like just take my car and go off and see if I can like just hand in papers by hand. And I'm also one person that doesn't like to take trains and buses, because our train station here in this town where I live, let's say like this, during December, about 5 times in a week, trains were delayed, first by an hour, to 2 hours, to 3, to 4. And buses only goes so far in this, sadly, in this town. There is some buses that goes like nearby cities here, but you can be really unlucky that suddenly the bus doesn't come because they had to like switch out the right drive, so to say. So I rarely go with like local traffic, or what it's called. Like I rather drive, basically. But to drive you need to have money because fuel and cars costs, sadly. But anyway, so like I'm applying for new jobs, I'm trying to get something else because I don't want to do this for the rest of my that job for the rest of my life. I want to play games for the rest of my life, of course. But I know that with my boss as he is, I won't manage long term if he doesn't change. And I don't want to go back to just being a driver because he has, as I said, like such weird demands that obviously because one person could sell for, let's say, 1,000 euros, means that everyone should be able to. The difference is that the person that drove and sold for 1,000 had like either good luck or they had like enough people that came out to actually want to buy shit. Because all of the workers at my job can sell for that much. There's no problem with that. But if people don't come out to the truck, kinda hard to do. Yeah. But hey, it's a job. So let's just fucking hope these months will go smooth. And if it gets too much, I am having a talk to my boss because like I don't care that what he have done when he was younger. I am not him, he is not me. He doesn't know what I suffer from, he doesn't know my fucking shit. It's like that is also one thing. That he compares everyone to him or his son. It's like, for the first of all, I am not them. And they are not me. They don't know what I suffer. They don't know like what I go through daily, etc. It's like we had a female worker a few years ago who was one of the people that sadly had really intense pains when her period hit. And I mean, I have a friend that has the similar case. She, like, when it's that time of the month for her, she, like, the pain can literally knock her out and make her faint because it's that intense. According to my boss, no, that's impossible because his wife has worked as a nurse many years ago, and it's impossible that it can be that intense. And it's just that, like, he doesn't accept that shit is not as he always thinks or the same as it always was. There's changes in everything. I mean, my boss can say that he's depressed or have depression, as she told me once, and I asked him what his depression was based on, and his depression was based on the pressure from work. And I said, like, that's not that is work depression, it's not depression, because I suffer depression because of horrible childhood and memories from that childhood. And my depression goes so far that I have self-harmed. I don't do anymore, don't worry. and it's still on the classification of self-harm. I'm just not doing it because I know it doesn't make me feel better. It just makes me feel more shit. Which is sadly what some days it's really hard to hold like anything in, but what should you do? But yeah, so he doesn't just want to accept that shit is not as it was or have been. Shit changes, customers changes. I mean, like, I have had loyal customers, and I've told all my customers, I tell all my customers, you don't have to buy from me every fucking time I come, because my drives I had were weekly, which I told many of them that like, I'll be here in a week, but they still bought quite a lot every now and then, and then they didn't come out for 1-2 weeks. Maybe not have so many drives that are weekly, and maybe more customers would come out. But my boss also doesn't want to see that only like if you, let's say like we're gonna be 11 people driving on Friday, and if let's say 5 of us sells for what to say, let's say 1,000 euros, that still covers quite a lot of cost for that day, mind you. Remember, it's for the day. And if the rest of the people sell for 500 euros, it still adds up to a lot of money in one day. My boss doesn't see it like that. He only sees that if you don't sell for her amount daily, then it's a failure. And I know that he has bills that has to be paid, he has to pay for electricity, maintenance, yada yada yada. I know that. I understand that. But putting that pressure on your workers and say like, oh, you need to sell for this, if you don't do that, you're a failure for this company. It is a really shitty thing to do, and fucking hell, this is taking its time now. Oh, there was a spot I missed. But yeah. So yeah. If like, I don't know if any that watches this are like bosses or whatever the hell of a company or whatever the fuck. But if you are meant to be the boss and want to be a good boss, be a leader more than a boss. Like, instead of yelling at failures, do encouragement. Sure, if someone fails 3 times in a row, of course fucking tell them that. Try to encourage them though to get better. Don't push down their spirit because of one thing. Because that's what my boss does, and it means we have lost many workers since I started working because of his attitude. Because someone doing one wrong thing but does 10 good, right things, my boss will focus only on the bad thing. He won't fucking care that you've done everything else perfectly right. If you did one thing wrong in his eyes, you're screwed. Could I please get the last fucking percentage thing there? Oh yeah, I also talked last time about maybe like getting the Hitman games and play in the future. And that is still an idea I'm gonna actually follow up on, because I said I do like Hitman. It's a fun game series. Can be fucking hard, but fun. Okay, let's see what we learn from this. What do we have? Ay, 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 ay. Well, that will be all for this time, people. Let's see, where are we right now? We're there. So that is the next one. And I can't bite. But yeah, that will be all for this time, people. Hope you enjoyed this video. Sorry for the ramble. And, well, leave a thumbs up and a subscription if you haven't done that already. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye!